But wait, isn't this supposed to be a versus? And I thought that we discussed having a scoring system. Julian?
91 rated Luis Suarez Player Moments card has been released into FIFA 21 Ultimate Team. Can we actually pull this off and get this insane card? Well, we shall definitely find out very, very soon. Before we do, however, if you like the content we are creating on this channel, please click that subscribe button, and most importantly, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys. Taking a look at the objectives that need to be completed, they actually don't look too hard, considering you get a 91 rated Luis Suarez Moments card. These matches that we have to complete are going to be done in a brand new mode called Foot Friendly World Beaters. Also, chemistry is actually completely irrelevant because max chemistry is enabled, so no matter who you put in your squad, all of those red links are going to go green. Let's take a quick look at the objectives that we have to complete to get this card, starting with Fabulous Finish, scoring finesse goals in 2 separate matches. Not too bad. Silky Skills, score and assist in the same match using a striker with a minimum 4-star skill moves. Now things are heating up a little bit now with tougher objectives. Moving on to Wonderful Weak Foot, assist using players with 4-star weak foot in 3 separate matches. Okay. Triumphant 10, winning 10 matches and score in 14 separate matches. Into the gameplay we go. So, as you could tell from the objectives that we went through, we needed a couple of La Liga players up front. And from that team that you see over there, I was very fortunate to actually have 3 players that were already in my team. Not necessarily playing for the team, but whoa. This is what I mean. These are the kind of players I'm up against. And this is why this is going to be a hell of a task to win 10 games.
And a foul in the opinion of the referee. Now, what can they do from this free kick situation?
Come on. Come on.
Best. And a goal.
Oh my god.
Real excitement here.
George Best, who else?
Dembele.
Come on.
And back with
1-1.
In with a chance.
Ah!
Dembele is the man who has scored here.
This is what I mean. No matter how many goals you're in the lead.
And he's in.
There you go. On one-on-one with my keeper. He's going to go for the trap. He's going to go for the trap.
And a goal.
Oh,
Just like that, they're back in front.
Best. The players that these guys have.
And he might be through here.
Oh,
There it is. A fantastic
their players are
goal.
too strong. Mbappe.
Son.
And another one.
This
Song.
time it's in.
What can I do?
Fabulous goal. And just look at the celebrations.
There is only one way to do this. There is only one way to do this.
Opening now. Williams. Textbook defending. And another one. Chance to finish. And it goes. A 3-goal cushion. Still could be dangerous. As another goal. Opportunity it is. Oh, and it goes. Now he has his hat-trick. Can he open the door to a potential goal? Oh, there it is. Well, visionary passing. Room to roam for City on the wing. He's only gone and scored in his debut match.
Julian?
Kudos to you, Jamie. That was a pretty funny edit. Anyway, the score system that you talk about, this is actually something new. But I'm definitely up for it. Sadly, the webcam footage is not available for the rest of this video, which is a bit of a bummer, but we'll work with what we have. Let's do a brief run through of this table, which includes the type of cards, the points you get for each card, and the additional rules on the right hand side. So first off, we have the performance-based cards, which include Team of the Week, Hero, and some additional cards. As you can see, that will give us 1 point, and the additional rule applied would be any of those cards over the 100,000 coin mark, we would get an additional point. Not too bad. Promo cards, rule breakers, foot freeze, etc. Objective cards on top of that, 2 points with some additional rules, as you can see. Moving on to tournament-based cards, you have UCL, Europa League, Road to the Final. That gives you 3 points. Wow. That's I have a feeling why 3 points for that would have been applied. Jamie's got one of those cards, but don't tell him. Anyway, let's move on. SBC cards. So this is why I've been clowned. But it's only fair if you would have done it earlier, right? Surely. Anyway, so the SBC cards include flashbacks, player of the month, and moments cards, which is not actually the one for Suarez. The Suarez one is actually the Totti objective cards. So that would give me 5 points, which is a good amount of points. And the fact that the difficulty level for me was as tough as it was, I reckon I deserve a point for that. Unlike some, not mentioning any names. And finally, the icon. What? Surely this is wrong. 1 point. 1 point, and then there's a per 500k multiplier. I don't know about that, because Totti, if I'm going to get Puskás, that's going to cost me 2 million. I see. If you multiply that, that's going to give me a hefty amount of points. Okay, we'll go with that. And finally, we've got the Totti Team of the Year, 25 points. Plus 5 points for top 3. That's not looking very promising for me. I don't think I'll be able to get any of those kind of cards, but if we stack up on these, we could have a good team at the end. Now that we know we'll get points for SBCs, I came across Boateng, the SBC for Boateng, and I do know that there is quite a task ahead of us, but we're going to try and get this Boateng SBC because of the fact that he's German and he fits right into our team. So these are the players that we have at hand for the first task, which is the Bundesliga task. So Rafa's going to move to the left mid section, and he cost me around 3,700k. So there's going to be quite a bit of money involved in this, but we're going to try our best to go as cheap as possible. 8,400 for Jimenez, or Jimenez, whichever way you want to pronounce that. Now, we don't really want to pronounce this guy's name. He's got quite an unusual one, but he came in at 7,300k. So it's quite an expensive trio up front. But moving on to the right mid, he's 7,900. His name is Pizzi, and he fits right in there for us. As you can tell, the chemistry and the rating is improving. We have £7,000 on the goalkeeper. And now we have Moutinho from Wolves. He's 3,800k. And we're slowly finishing this team off, trying to get as many a cheap team in, basically, and not exactly cheap for Grimaldo. 10k as a left back. If we were using him, it would be a good price, but we're not, sadly. So goalkeeper for the centre back position, he came in quite cheap. From my tests, if I added anyone else, it would have been a bit too expensive, basically. Sully, he's untradeable, so he's free. We didn't have to spend any money on this guy, thankfully. Moving into the right back position, we have Ricardo Pereira. He plays for Leicester and he's Portuguese. As you can tell, he came in at 15k. Not the best, for sure. And finally, to finish it off, we got Burki, a keeper from the Bundesliga, and he cost us just over 5k. Now we've maxed this out and we've made the team that we needed with 84 minimum rating, a minimum of team chemistry of 70, one Business League player, and of course 11 players on the team. So this is for the Bayern München task, where you need a player on your team from FC Bayern Munich, overall team of 83 rated, a minimum chemistry of 75, and that's about it really. So this is the team that we have. So that's Pavard in right back. Then we have Higuain in left back. Not his preferred position, of course. He's a striker. Then we have a De Vrij. Never knew how to really pronounce his name. Javi Martinez. Centre mid, Duncan. I got him free. So that really helped me out there. This guy was also free. De Ligt. Moving on to left mid, Perisic. Was pretty cheap, so he didn't come in too expensive. And so was Ibrahimovic. This task actually came in reasonably cheap. It was the first one that was a bit more expensive. But yeah, let's go ahead and submit the squad. As you can see, we've completed Bayern München, and we've also completed the Bundesliga task. The last task is the top form task. This requires a team of the week. A team has to be over the rating of 85 and the chemistry as minimum as 65. So it's even lower than the last two tasks, but the rating itself has gone up by 1. Let's go into it. So here we go. These are the players that we currently have. Let's start with this dude, Ajorki. Ludovic Ajorki. Okay, this is the team of the week dude that came in the cheapest. I went through quite a few team of the week players, and I found that as an 84 rated player, to come in at 17k for team of the week is a very reasonable price. So we went with this guy. Then moving on to the left wing side, which is the cheapest left wing I could have got for 850 coins. So I was trying to cheap out on these players. As long as they were over the rating of 82, that's pretty much all that mattered. We're still looking for a left centre mid. But what we have found is Awa. Man, these names are pretty tough to say out. This guy came in also at 850, so it was far below the price that I expected to pay for him for sure. So that's another big saving there. Next up, right winger, we have Tauvin, which is also a great buy. 1k. Wow. Understandably great. Moving on to CDM. This is where it starts getting a little bit more expensive. We have Gui, correct me if I'm wrong, rated 84, plays for PSG, and came in at 6,400 coins. Like I said, we bidded for these players for quite some time, so these prices that you're seeing now are very, very reasonable prices. So we've opted with a striker, in fact, Mauri Icardi, at 12.5k. I felt that this was the best option to have. The fact that he had a green link up to the PSG centre defensive mid player, that made sense because as you can tell, it made him go up in chemistry. But overall, our team chemistry doesn't have to be substantially big. As you can tell, even with without two players, we're at around 60 in total. So let's move to the last few players here. We have Depay. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I do kind of move these players around, so they're definitely not in the positions that they should be playing in normally when you play a game with them. But this is the cheapest setup that I could find, and I've been looking at this for quite some time. So a lot of time has gone into this, a lot of time and effort for sure. Finally, we have last but not least, goalkeeper Gulacsi, Hungarian keeper. I had to swap him in, so I don't actually have another keeper. So there's going to have to be a lot of grinding done to get the last two players, and also to be able to get back Gulacsi, because he cost me 13.5 grand, and now his price is actually far more. But I can't really afford to sell him because then I can only buy him for the same price. And the fact that he's rated 85 really helped the overall rating of the team to go up. And finally, we have 82 rated Maignan, which also was bought for very, very reasonable price at 850. So, as you can tell, I do have some players here that I have been trying to play around with, but they don't quite make the cut. So, I have an idea on who I'm going to be putting here, but from what I have been able to kind of fathom in the transfer market, they're going to be around the 50k mark. And let's back out for a minute and look how much money I've got here at the moment. 13.5k. So there's only one option here. and that's the grind, because we have around 3 days left remaining, and this is the only thing that will help me out here. Squad battles, 1 day and 6 hours left until the next competition, which means that I need to grind this mode to be able to get the points and the coins that I need to get the players, and then ultimately get the SBC Jerome Boateng.